The internet is full of stuff about MS. That's a good thing. The bad thing is the internet is full of stuff about MS. Doing a video today to talk a little bit about how I deal with MS. You know, I've had MS for 20 years. If you're looking at this, you may be newly diagnosed and you're wondering, okay, what do I do now?
Sometimes there are things holding us back from being happy, and we're not aware of it until life hits us over the head with a frying pan.
When I was diagnosed, back then there were only 3 drugs for MS, the ABC drugs. I didn't know anything about MS. And when a neurologist told me, he said, yeah, you have MS. Do you want a shot once a day or once a week? Who wouldn't choose the once a week? So that's how I did it. And then I asked my neurologist, I said, okay, if I take this shot once a week for what, a month or 2 until this MS thingy clears up?
You, sir, are an idiot.
Yeah, that didn't work. That's how much I didn't know about MS. And one of the first things I did was to research and find out what I can about the disease. And the MS or the internet is full of stuff about MS. That's a good thing. The bad thing is the internet is full of stuff about MS. So there's a lot of junk out there and garbage about MS, and people cured their disease by whatever, diet or procedure, and no, that's garbage. There is no cure for MS. Okay, there isn't. What do I do now? How do I manage that? Well, to me, I go around at different MS seminars throughout the country, and I talk about MS and basically how I deal with it and how I move on, and you'll never be able to change what has happened, but you can learn how to deal with it, how to live and deal with it. In my talks, I talk a lot about my first wife and when she passed away and the circumstances, and why do I do that? It's because to me, stress and heat makes a big difference in my MS, and not in a good way, but stress and heat put me spiraling downhill.
All right, everyone, gird your loins.
After my wife died, the stress just put me down, going down, and I thought, you know, I can't change the fact that it happened, but I certainly can decide how to deal with it moving forward. And that's what I do. When I talk about it, there's a huge elephant in the room.
We need to acknowledge the elephant in the room. Francine.
And by talking about it, I found that that elephant was not so big anymore. And I think it's the same way with MS. You know, I have nerve pain, and the MS nerve pain 24/7. I can't get around that, but I can choose how to deal with it, and I try to deal with it as best as I can. So just find out as much as you can about MS. That was my first thing. And be careful where you go. There's a lot of junk out there, but just, I guess, make a list of things that you feel uncomfortable talking about, and by talking about them, it's not as uncomfortable anymore. And find out the best way to talk to your doctor. I have a great doctor, but he's great as far as the MS disease stuff, but I'm the best one when it comes to how it affects me or what I think about something, you know. So it's a give and take, I guess, and the relationship with your doctor. If you got a good doctor, it makes all the difference in the world. He knows a lot about MS. I know everything about me. You know, he's not living it, I am. There's a big difference. Talk to your doctor. If you don't have a good doctor, my advice is find another one.